Good morning, everyone, and thank you to our witnesses for testifying before our committee today. I would like to thank Chairman Castro for his leadership on regional issues for joining me in holding this hearing. Just over a year ago, Vice President Harris launched a call to action to support economic development in the Northern Triangle. This initiative, which leverages the strength of the private sector, is part of the Biden administration's strategy to address root causes of migration from El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras. It focuses on connecting businesses with U.S. government partners, such as the U.S. Agency for International Development and the U.S. International Development Finance Corporation, as well as international organizations and government officials from the region. Through these public-private partnerships, the call to action seeks to ensure sustainable and effective progress that builds on past lessons to address focus areas that often serve as push factors for movement. Today's hearing is timely. Earlier this month, at the ninth Summit of the Americas in Los Angeles, stakeholders from various sectors came together to discuss policy issues and collaborate on new and continuing challenges. The focus of the summit was building a sustainable and resilient and equitable future, a topic that holds particular importance in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic, which fueled this in our regional system. Many conversations centered on how to improve our hemispheric economy and invest in ways that improve overall quality of life while building more resilient supply and confronting systemic challenges that have far-reaching consequences. As we've seen over the past few decades, issues that originate in one part of our hemisphere rarely stay there. The rise in irregular migration is a direct consequence of these underlying issues. Throughout my time in Congress and my tenure as chairman of the Western Hemisphere Subcommittee, I have worked with colleagues from both parties as well as multiple administrations, foreign governments, and other stakeholders to address the root causes of migration from Central America. The hundreds of thousands of Salvadorians, Guatemalans, Hondurans who embark on the dangerous journey towards our southern border are increasingly driven by desperation and fear. Most of those making the journey know that the trip is dangerous and being granted admission to the United States is unlikely. But it remains the better option compared to the risks present in their home countries. El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras are all struggling with the legacy of inequality, and widespread poverty and economic reforms have not led to drastically improved living conditions for many in the region. Population projections for all three countries show an unexpected growth of working-age individuals in the coming years, as 42% of Hondurans and 45% of Guatemalans are currently under the age of 20. However, as these individuals enter the workforce, the lack of stable economic opportunities will contribute to economic hardship and leave many individuals without a means to provide for themselves or their families. Climate change is deepening the precarious socioeconomic situation, as those in poverty are also the most vulnerable to the impacts of climate crisis. These are complicated, multifaceted challenges that put people to leave their homes. We will not be able to solve them quickly or without collaboration across various sectors. Long-term development requires sustained investment from more than just the United States government and other international bodies. Businesses and nonprofits are and will continue to be important partners. Private investment and business development in the region will play a key role in increasing economic opportunities and improving overall quality of life. I am grateful that the Biden administration's strategy not only includes such collaboration, but seeks to mobilize private sector and investment. Vice President Harris' dedication in addressing the root causes of migration is commendable, and we have seen impressive pledges in response to her call to action. 2 weeks ago, Vice President Harris announced more than $1.9 billion in new private sector commitments to create economic opportunity in the Northern Triangle. 40 companies and organizations have announced major commitment since the launch, bringing the total amount to more than $3.2 billion. It is important to emphasize that these commitments are not charity. These are major corporate players indicating that they have faith in the future of Central America. We want to create the conditions for sustainable, equitable economic growth in the Northern Triangle. In order to do so, we must ensure that these commitments are executed in a manner that delivers capital, logistical coordination, and quality jobs for these countries. Additionally, we must ensure that there are mechanisms in place to counter corruption while protecting and supporting community economies, marginalized population, and workers, so that short-term gains do not create new challenges and push factors for migration. Our witnesses today are equally qualified to testify on public-private collaboration on development initiatives, the opportunity as well as challenges in the region, and how we can best support efforts that raise up vulnerable population and reduce the push factors of migration. Although we cannot expect any administration or business investment in the Northern Triangle to reap immediate gains, it is important that we regularly review progress made. Today's hearing presents us with the opportunity to work together across party and sector to examine the investments of the Vice President's call for action and the role that private investment can have as part of our response to the root causes of migration from Central America. Thank you again for coming and for what I hope will be an extremely productive hearing.